Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I guess I'm returning to you today for, well, it's actually going to be for a so far list for best albums of 2021 that I have on my list for right now, for what has come out in 2021. I was trying to do this sooner, but I didn't come around to it because it was, there was a lot of albums that came out this year, so. Yeah, I'm gonna discuss what's on the list from 1 to 37. And there's gonna be 37 albums, EPs, mixtapes that I'm gonna be mentioning, and let you know what I think of each album. So let's start with the first one, which is Accept to Mean to Die. Now, I actually own the CD, and I'd have to go get it, but I don't really feel like it. It's on my dresser or whatever. So yeah, but Too Mean to Die was a very good album. I really liked it. Certain songs, I don't know if it striked well, but for right now, I really haven't returned to it as much, but I still enjoyed majority of the tracks. There was just a few songs on there that I don't know if I liked, but it's gonna be at a good spot at my end of the year list. So like The Undertaker was actually a good song. Um, Sucks to Be You was. I'm still not a huge fan of that song, but everything else about the album did very well. So, at number one, I picked Accept Too Mean to Die to be on the best albums of 2021 so far list. And now to number two, which is Love and Death Perfectly Preserved. Now, this was a very highly anticipated album that came out. Uh, well, I discovered this band. Not discovered, but I checked this band out, I meant to say. When I say discovered, it means like I found out about this band. I'm trying to elaborate on what I'm saying and reiterate what I'm saying in the best way I can. But yeah, Love and Death Perfectly Preserved was a very awesome album. It will be on in the top 10 by the end of the year. I don't know if there was a lot of bangers on this album. Infamy being the strong point, going all the way to White Flag, and I think Death of Us was one of my favorites. Slow Fire was a banger. Uh, Gotta say, Brian Welch's screams are really good in this album, and I've returned to this album quite more than the last album I mentioned, but still, it was a banger of an album, and it'll probably make it in the top five too, possibly. I don't know where it's gonna lie at the end of the year, but we're getting close to the end of the year, so just a few more months. Uh, we still got like 4 more months left of 2021, but it's going by pretty fast. uh, Next, but like I said, number two, I picked Love and Death, Perfectly Preserved. Number three, I'm just going from 1 to 37. I didn't write the full countdown list for it yet, for what's on at the end of the year list and all that, because that doesn't come out till like after Christmas. So yeah, number three, I picked Robin Thicke's On Earth and in Heaven. This was a nice album. I wouldn't say it's the best thing that came out this year, but it is pretty good for what it is. There were certain songs on there that, well, I haven't really returned to the album as much, but I did enjoy it for what it was going for, so sorry about my yawning. I just got a little tired. I was working out in the sun today, so yeah, I'm just drained. But at number three, I picked Robin Thicke On Earth and in Heaven. I can't remember what songs were good on there, but There were some enjoyable hits and a few misses, but for what it was going for, it did pretty good. And he did make a good comeback from his Paula album that he released in 2014. Because I know with the Blurred Lines album, he got sued for that shit and lost almost everything. Uh, it was a popular song, but no one's coming back to that song. But yeah, at number 4 is Hayley Williams, Flowers for Vases, Desensos, I think is how you pronounce it. I don't know for sure. I really enjoyed My Limb. That was a really good song. And there was a few others. Keep You Right Here was pretty good. Um, Ordinary. Uh, I think it's what it's called. Uh, I'd have to look at the track list again because it's been a while since I reviewed the album, but it was very enjoyable. I really liked it, and Hayley Williams did a good job, in my opinion. I think it was a pretty good album. Next is number 5, which is Architects for Those That Wish to Exist. Now, this was a very highly anticipated album. I was excited for when Animals, the single, came out back in October of last year, and the album actually impressed me. I was really impressed. It was filled with a few bangers, some experimental work, but no, Sam Carter still delivered with his screams through majority of this album, but the last song was really sad. It's called "Dying is Absolutely Safe." Um, Again, sorry for my yawning. I'm trying not to yawn. I'm just, like I said, "Dying is Absolutely Safe" is a pretty strong song. I know for some people they'll be like, "Oh, this is so boring," but it's how you perceive it, what you think of the song and all that. But I personally thought it was a really good outro to the album. And Meteor was a favorite of mine. It's probably going to be an all-time favorite. I don't know if it's going to be Song of the Year, but yeah, it's a memorable song. So at number 5, I picked Architects for Those That Wish to Exist. I quite enjoyed this album. Demigod hasn't grown on me as much, and Flight Without Feathers is not bad, but it just Demigod was ugh, not growing on me as much. And like I said, I'm trying not to yawn in this video. I'm just really tired from the heat and all that when I was outside today. So yeah. Number 6 is of Mice and Men, Timeless EP. And this was a very awesome EP. I really enjoyed it. I think there was one song that I don't know if I really liked. Um, but majority of the EP did very good. Um, so yeah, I was not disappointed with this EP. Timeless, the song was very good. Uh, they released another song after that. Um, I can't remember what it was called, to be honest, but it was good for what it was going for. So at number 6, I picked Of Mice and Men, Timeless EP. Uh, I'll probably remember the song eventually, what I'm thinking of. It was the first single to drop uh, for the Timeless EP, but yeah, number 7, I picked Chevelle Neradius, Nothing is Real and This is a Simulation, uh, which that's what it stands for. And this was a good one. I enjoyed So Long Mother Earth. And sorry, this laptop's messing with me with the updates system thing. But So Long Mother Earth was one of my favorite songs. Then comes uh, Mars Simula. and Sleep the Deep was very weird, to be honest. And there were majority of songs that were quite enjoyable. Like, I think the last song was a little weird. It was mostly Pete talking in the song, but for what it was going for, this album, it did pretty good. Uh, Remember When has grown on me a little more. Just, I think Peach is one of my favorite ones. Self Destructor was very good. Um, and Gravity Heals, Pistol Star. Well, Pistol Star, Gravity Heals was a great one. And I think towards the end of the album, that's where it started to die down and not do as well, but still did pretty good for execution wise. Next is the self titled album by Era, and this was a banger of an album. This might actually be album of the year, to be honest, because it's a contender for album of the year for sure. Uh, and I enjoyed Shadow Autonomous from the album. I enjoyed what is it? Electric Twilight, Scorpion Hymn, Lunar Halo, Vanish Canvas, uh, even the other four songs before those songs were very good. Eidolon was very good. JT was ripping it with his screams in that song. Um, and Snowblood, Gungrave was fantastic. Divisionary and House of Glass was very good. So, quite a lot of bangers on this album. There was not a disappointing song, but for what it was going for the runtime, for 53 and a half minutes, you're in for quite a ride for this album. A little venture for this album. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to return to you for the next part, which will be for best albums of 2021 so far, part 2 video. But I hope you enjoyed this part 1 video for best albums of 2021 so far, part 1. I'm probably gonna split it up in parts, this whole section video, and see what I can muster up for how many I can do. Because there's a list of 37 albums and EPs and all that that I gotta cover and make videos on. But anyways, stay safe, take care, and as always, I'll see you in my next review.